Surprise, motherfucker.
Yes, guys, welcome to the Flower Hour. I am here with my thunder to my lightning. He is Mr. Matthew Angel. How are you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, literally just got through the door myself 10 minutes ago after going down to watch that shower of shite again. But, yeah, all good, bat. Good week.
Yeah, it's not bad, mate. Not bad at all. Lovely way to start the weekend, this, isn't it? With
Well, tell the guys the reasons we're late first.
Yeah, so apologies, guys, for the late start. My dog decided to have a lovely poo-poo downstairs, and I've just been cleaning it up because it absolutely stank. So I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait till the end of this. So I do apologize, guys. So thank you for being with us. And talking about poo and shit, you're obviously there today. We'll jump straight into it. Start from the top, if you like. What was it like around the ground today? Was there much expectation? Obviously, you went there with little man.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of excitement. Obviously, the family end was a lot fuller than it normally is. Obviously, they had the kids for a quid deal on today, so there was lots of kids there today, which was, nice to see. It was, seats around me, still empty seats, but it was. I don't know if there's anybody in the chat from the Canton, but I have heard previously, people from the Canton says the family end looks empty. But I know they had a couple of games, the Cardiff under 10s and under 8, so under 9s were playing on the pitch at half time and things. So obviously they were there with their families as well. So yeah, it was nice to see a bit of a crowd in the family end for a change. But expectations, obviously, with a good win on Monday. Well, I say a good win. It was a lucky win Monday, wasn't it? But Coventry was always a difficult place to go, and proved that today because they beat Leeds at Coventry today 2-1, I think. Mm-hmm. But coming into the game, I just don't get the way we set up really, because we're so negative. It's almost like we play the same at home as we do away. And I just think we've got to get away from trying to play this counter-attacking football. We got players with the ability to pass the ball, but we just give them too much time and respect. Yeah. Granted, Hull were a good footballing team. They passed the ball well, but we just give them too much time on the ball, and we allowed them to attack us. And it was dire. It was a disappointing performance, really disappointing from my perspective.
Yeah, you mentioned about the kids. Obviously, I watched it at home, and large part of it in things you could hear a lot of the kids shouting and things like that. So it reminded me then about the quid for a kid, because there was a lot of the
quid for a kid. You can't get a kid for a quid.
Ask Angelina Jolie. But no, you could hear a lot of that. Yeah, I think that seems to be the setup, not just home or away, but and not just against better opposition, like playing teams like Rotherham and things like that. Pick them out for argument's sake, and it seems to be the same pretty much setup there, to just allowing them to come at us and catch them. I don't know, that's just obviously the way that he wants to go about it, and. Yes, it's been a bit of a hit and miss season, but I think there's players there that can hurt people. Do you know what I mean? Without having to do the counter-attack stuff all the time. I don't understand it. And I still, not again, this is not me saying I want it to happen, but I do generally think this is going to be a Lamucci job, where I think he's still going to be gone by the end of the season. I think we wouldn't have been, sorry, beg your pardon, I think it would have been announced by now that he was staying on. If that was to be the case, I think that's quite a given, personally.
It's got to cause unrest in the camp, haven't it? What's your thoughts on it? Because, like, obviously, if you were playing for someone in an ideal world, all them players on our field should be running through a brick wall for him, regardless of who we're playing, what game. They should be running through brick walls for the manager, but it just doesn't feel like that, does it? And I know some people have said, are they in holiday mode? This, that, and the other. And granted, we've had some good performances this year, but we've had some poor performances as well. And I think going back to the old cliche thing of, we've said numerous times, if we had said at the start of the season we'd be in 11th at this time of the year, we would have bit people's hands off. We would have. But I think the expectation of Cardiff fans is just the performances haven't been good enough, and that want and desire to have that badge on your chest and out there it just doesn't seem to be there. And I don't know whether that's, they lose interest in the manager. I don't know, but just like tactically, I just think and I'm no expert, don't get me wrong, but just, I'm just a passionate supporter who likes to sit in my seat, watch them, and want to watch them try to play a decent brand of football. But at the moment, it's just so hit and miss, and we just haven't had that consistency for a period of weeks, to be fair.
Well, no, that's it. Like, it doesn't seem to be an end game, does it? Like, as you said, Jeremy, we're no experts. We sit here and we can talk about it all day long, but again, these young lads on the bench again, and why are they not Why are they not starting these? I personally think, from the outside in, I think they're good enough to have minutes at least to start, have a run, especially.
I just think he's still fighting for his job at the end of the day. He still wants to get results, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He still wants to get results to, try and earn that contract for next season. Like, don't get me wrong, if he stayed, I wouldn't be disgruntled, because I think he's done some good things this year. But I just think he's got a hell of a lot to learn. And whether that's obviously that's tactically, he's got things to learn about the Championship. I think, it's been, I was listening to the radio on the way back, and they were saying, like, Turkish football is, counter-attacking type of stuff. But you can't do that in the Championship. The Championship is too competitive. There's a lot of good teams who play good football in the Championship, and we're just getting found out too easy. It's just, yes.
Even if he was, go on, mate, go on.
No, go on.
Well, just say, even if they was to bring in, like, somebody to go alongside him who knows the Championship, like, dare I say, like a Sol Bamba, for argument's sake, just someone in that sort of mould who's played and been in the Championship, who knows how it works, to be in Bulut's year, to talk him, do you know what I mean? Just to help him and advise him on what this animal is like, that is the Championship, because it is a different fucking animal compared to other leagues, to the top leagues, a different animal to the Premiership, for argument's sake. Do you know what I mean? So, say I'm using Bamba as a an example, but like someone similar to that, in that stature, that mold, who knows the Championship, to help him along the way. Like, but to be interesting to know, like, these other European managers who's come across, because he's obviously by no means the first. I'm sure, like, other clubs have other managers from different countries who come in, and they do have people around them who's been there and done it. It's some respect, like professionals and things like that, to talk them through it and help them and advise them. But I don't know. That's what I think anyway, personally. But
I'm sure that, is it Tom, I'm not sure of his surname, Ramasat or something like that. I'm sure he's still involved, and he's been there and thereabouts with everybody for the last couple of years, hasn't he? Is he still in the mix? I'm not sure.
Pass. I'm not too sure. I will.
Reese will tell us now anyway.
Reese will find out. So I'm jumping to chat in quickly. So Paul Howells, welcome, mate. How much more of this dribble do we have to endure? I hope he's talking about Cardiff and not a Flower Hour. Welcome back, Mrs. Vigan. She has returned from her hiatus. Hope you're doing well, love. Flip-flop times from Cardiff. Only player on the pitch wanted it was Carl Grant. Do you know what? His goal aside, I thought he did well today. You know, as you all know, I'm not normally his biggest supporter, but I thought he did a good job today, if I'm honest. He worked his ass off, and he was one of the only ones, if anything, that showed that he was willing to run through a frigging brick wall at times. And yeah, credit where it's due. I said he got a good goal. I think it was no accident that he scored in the near post against Allsop. I think he'd done his own work, and he knows how weak he is up down near post, as we've all seen previously, haven't he? When he was playing for Cardiff, that was always his Achilles heel, was his near post save. So I don't think that was an accident, and I thought he done his homework on him, in fairness. But I mean, let's have a look here. There she goes again. Thank you, love. Hit the like button, folks. Well done.
Obviously, it was cruel to go in at 2-0 when I think they scored in like the 43rd minute, was it? I didn't like the fact Ryan Alsop turned to the Hull fans, if I'm honest, and giving it the big un, throwing his arms up in the air, and I didn't like that really. But given the fact that, you know, obviously he was with Cardiff previously, you see a lot of former players won't celebrate goals and stuff. I understand why he does it. Obviously, he's there now and he's got a job to do there. So, you know, I don't think he had a bad reception. Nobody booed him or anything, I don't think. But
Philogene seemed to have a good reception as well. From
they cheered his name at the start, I think.
He didn't celebrate when he scored.
No. And what a goal! Say not what a goal, but I see the manager have come out after and say, and he's said that he takes responsibility for that goal. But you could see it where I was at. You could see him talking to Nat Phillips. Joe Rolls took that free kick, passed it, and he was in no man's land because he was talking to the manager. Because it's come out now, and he said that he wanted Phillips and Gutas to swap sides.
I didn't see who took the quick free kick. In fairness, I weren't too sure what happened because it was showing a replay when I was watching it on their side. It was showing a replay, then all of a sudden, Philogene was in.
Yeah, he had another chance to score as well, but he blazed it. Blazed it wide as well. But yeah, I don't think they're danger men, really. Like Philogene, other than the goal he scored, I don't think he created too many problems for us, really. I was expecting it to be a bit more, to be honest. He'd give us a bit more grief, but we just couldn't get hold of the ball off him, really. And, you know, when we did, there was nothing positive that came out there. We had like I said, Carl Grant took his goal to bring that back to 2-1. And I thought, you know, we was in with the shout, but obviously that chaos happened and it was kind of game over then. We never looked like getting back into it then after that, to be honest. But yeah, what a mistake to make for the manager for that to have happened. And he come out and I think he's said that perhaps Rolls should have kept hold of the free kick a little bit longer, but schoolboy errors. But then at that level, you just can't make them type of errors. You are going to get punished, as we did.
Yeah, because it definitely looked like, started the second half quite strong, got their goal, and you start to think, okay, there's a way back in here now, because Hull did look a bit shaky at the back at times for certain things and stuff, and you thought, okay, we may have a chance to go at him here and get another goal. And then as soon as that happened, it just killed the game then. Like the boys' heads dropped. You could see it. It was the boys' heads drop, and which is fair enough. Like they thought they'd done the hard work. It's not done the hard work as such, but they worked their ass off to get back into the game, and then just to get dicked over like that 5 minutes later, and just kills the game, kills the match, and there's no real coming back from that. Then I don't think. I didn't think there was going to be any coming back from it. Obviously, I was rightly that was the case. Like, but hey ho, we move. So let's have a little Terry Butchers at the comments on here. Luke, welcome, mate. Back in, we've been so poor for the last 2-3 seasons. He's got us up to mid-table, so let's give him a back in.
That's a fair comment. That is, because I feel, you know, if we do the Lamucci thing, as you know, is quite well publicised, that it could very well happen. We're going back to square one again, and we're having somebody else in brand new again, and who's to say that it's not going to be exactly the same? You know, like I said, we have played some good football at times this year. It's just we haven't had that consistent run whereby we're putting them performances together on a regular basis. It's just been too hit and miss for me.
Yeah, it'd be nice for him to have like a proper summer window, wouldn't it?
Because without shadow of a doubt, there's still players there that he doesn't want to be there, or
of course
doesn't think that he deserves to be there. You know, we've been crying out for strikers up front. Meite's not going to do a job for us. Jeju will come on. I wouldn't say the name you called him earlier, but he's not going to do a job for us.
Shit show, you mean?
Yeah.
He can go back. Like, he was useless. Like, I must admit, I was quite excited, some respect, when we signed him. I thought he's a proven championship striker, a decent level. He can score. And he looked way off it. He looked way, way off it. And that's what baffles me, mate. And, like, why the hell are we backing him to come in and play when you've got young, hungry lads who can definitely do a better job than him? I just don't get it. Joshy boy, I just don't understand why we, like, is it something in their contracts where they've got to play or something? Because I just can't comprehend why he's offered absolutely nothing and we're continuously bringing him on when he's available ahead of, like, these young lads, like, I'll say his name again, Ashford, why he's getting overlooked instead of him. Like, I just don't get it, and it irritates the hell out of me why it's constantly happening.
I think Sai made a good point earlier, and I'm not sure how many changes we had made. Obviously, I know we'd used all our subs with about 10 minutes to go because I know CO went down injured, and I think any other game, if we'd had subs left, he would have come on. But obviously, when Esperon come on, he had to go back off injured, which when we brought Tanner on. But I think Sai made the point earlier. I think when he said it was 2-1. If we had perhaps brought one of those youngsters on, that would have given the crowd a massive lift, I think.
Yeah.
One of our own homegrown players, Joel or Kian. And potentially that could have made a massive change in the game, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, it didn't happen. Other changes were made, and we yet again they've been on the bench and not had any minutes. But I would have much preferred to have them to have come on, and we've had a look at them. And granted, if we'd lost the game 3-1, then so be it. Like I said, Hal played the better football. There's no doubt about that. But at least they're giving the youngsters a go, and it's we just want to see people out there wanting to play for Cardiff City. I'm not saying the ones who are out there at the moment don't want to play for Cardiff City, but there's guys out there full well next year are not going to be here.
No. So
let's play the boys who potentially are going to be in the building next year, because I think I said when we caught up on was it Tuesday after? Yeah, Tuesday I think it was. We would much prefer now to start using this as a bit of a pre-season and start. But like I said at the start of this show, I think he's still fighting for his contract, isn't he? So he still wants to get results. And does he see it as too much of a risk by giving them minutes. But then I'd look at it and think, well, why have him in the squad if you're not going to use him?
Yeah.
But then, he's come out as well then and blaming injuries today. Wintel's picked up an injury. O'Dowda wasn't in the squad. Did I say Wintel then? Yeah. Wintel, O'Dowda, Colwell, Atete still injured. Alnwick is still injured. So granted, we've got injuries. But yeah, it's just not cutting the mustard for me at the moment. Not my patience, that's the wrong word I think to use, but my faith in him is getting a bit thin, I think, at the moment. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't be too disgruntled if he stayed, because I want to see that consistency, and I want us to start building something, but things obviously need to change. And hopefully, like I said, if he stays and he has a good summer transfer window and he brings in the players that he wants, then perhaps we can look forward to next season.
So Louise brings up a good point. Who would we have instead if he's not renewed come the summer?
Jurgen Klopp.
I know. Are you this German guy is available? But seriously,
I wouldn't be surprised if he give it to somebody like Wayne Rooney or something like that.
I was going to say, where you go with
that? Wouldn't surprise you at all, or would it?
Do you know what? Or Frank Lampard or something. Yeah, he'd have to pay him wages then, proper wages.
Yeah,
that wouldn't happen. I'd be very surprised if that happened. If he ended up having to. If he took them, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but it would surprise me as well at the same time because, he just throws all of our wage budget on
a manager.
On a manager like Wayne Rooney.
Jose Mourinho, he's not working at the moment either,
I think he's leaving. No, he's leaving. Has he left? Or he's leaving Rome at the end of the season or something like that. So he'd be available.
Steve Cooper, is he back in work now?
Who?
Steve Cooper. Is it Steve Cooper? Former Jackalow manager,
he's
obviously Welsh manager, isn't he?
Where is he manager now? I'm not sure if he has got a job now. He is one that I would take. No, he's out at work at the moment. After leaving Forest. I'd have him as the Welsh manager personally, Steve Cooper. But
Paul Howells have put a comment in the chat saying he would like Steve Cooper, but not as assistant Tate.
Oh yeah, 100%. Don't want that rat bag anywhere near the club. In fairness, poor mate. No, absolutely not. Lewis says, "Welcome, mate. Nathan Jones should have had the job before." Yeah, I agree. I do think that ship has sailed for Nathan Jones now. We had this discussion before, didn't we, about Nathan Jones?
I think he's dropped. Has he dropped down to Charlton? Was it Charlton? I think he's gone to.
Yes, I think that's what it was, wasn't it? I'm sure we mentioned. And they're not doing.
I think they're struggling at the moment.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm sure they're at the bottom end of League One at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a quick look. Because I'm doubting myself now. Yeah, Charlton Athletic. Who are very much struggling in League One at the moment. They are, in fairness. I was very, very much on the Nathan Jones bandwagon. What he did at Lille, mate, he was quality. But I do think that ship has definitely sailed now. I think he's almost got to build his rep up a little bit. Maybe a bit harsh to say, but I think
I just think that comes with the, obviously he left Luton. Did he go Southampton after Luton?
Yeah, he went Southampton, and
that didn't really work out for him.
It was the relegation season for Southampton last year, wasn't it? Granted, Southampton, you could say they were a bit of a sinking ship in fairness anyway, but whether he should have left Luton in the first place is a different conversation altogether. But he joined Southampton, who was a bit of a sinking ship. He made a few comments which I think didn't appease the Southampton.
owners, was it, or something?
Yeah. And is what it is. But he's a young man, though, isn't he? So he's a young coach. And I do hope he does get success eventually along the way.
I think the big thing for me with Nathan Jones was that he's a Cardiff City supporter as well. Like that's one of the big carrots in it for me, to be honest.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And I think that's why I think people like myself who were so keen to see him come in, because he was a Cardiff fan and he knew the club as a fan, and that's one of the major pulls for. Oh my God, it's hammering down. You can say goodbye to football tomorrow. But yeah, that was one of the main reasons, to be fair, to have him, especially obviously the job, of course, he was doing at Luton Town with the resources he had there. I seen a comment earlier from Reese. I just wanted to bring it up. Where's it to? I've lost him, have I?
So Billy Sharp come off the bench as well.
Yeah.
Still chasing the coin.
Welcome, Lord, I love. I know. Well, I was funny you say about him. He the co-com said on Classy TV earlier that he's scored consecutively in his last 12 career football seasons or something like that, and he hasn't scored yet this season. So the commentator was like, I'm a bit reluctant to say this stat, if I'm honest. And then he blurted it out because he'd been playing in the MLS briefly, I think, as well, didn't he? Which he bombed.
Am I right in saying as well, though, Hull hadn't won a game for 6 games prior to this?
Yeah.
And then,
Well, didn't that happen? Would we play before?
Sunderland, wasn't it?
That's right. I brought up the same thing, didn't I? Was it against Sunderland, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got played off the park there as well. And yeah, it's just bonkers, man. Absolutely.
Just the Cardiff City way.
It is the way, like I said, it's just the way we set up to play. You think go at them for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes. And like today, I don't think it was just so poor. But there we go. It is what it is.
Yeah, we move. Let's have a look what we got here. Loads of comments, guys. Lush interaction today, so thank you for that. Let's have a look. Louis says Ollie Tanner's not played hardly anything this season. No. It still baffles me now that the quick turnaround he had, getting dropped down to the under-21s and then loaned straight back in. Wasn't it within like a fortnight or something like that? He got demoted after a conversation with Bulut and then brought straight back. On Ollie Tanner, I think he needs a move for his own career. He needs desperately to sign for somebody else. Not saying
on a permanent deal.
No, I'm not saying permanent. No, I mean a loan.
He just needs that regular football, doesn't he? He needs to be playing football.
The thing is, he is a young man, but he's not a teenager either. What is he? 23, 24, I think, Ollie Tanner. The lad needs to be playing football regular.
100% agree with you. Because again, I think he's got the potential. Because you've shown that in glimpses when you have played, but it's not helping when he's having 20 minutes every 3 or 4 games.
Well, the lad come from non-league to come and sign for us, didn't he? In fairness, and which is always a big move and a big risk. He's definitely better than non-league. You can see it. He has got talent about him, and he needs, like, I'd even say, maybe a bit harsh on Tanner, but I'd say like a move. If he doesn't want to move away far from Cardiff, a loan deal to Newport County, for example, for 6 months. Get regular football, physical football, and for a fact he'd be playing week in, week out at Newport. Obviously, if he wants to move further afield, then fair enough. But I think that would be a good move that would suit both teams, personally.
Yeah, looking at the future, I suppose, yeah. But then, I suppose it all depends then on who they can bring in. If you think Bowler's going to be going in the summer, is that going to give him a chance? Because in fairness, Tanner pre-season was on fire, wasn't he? I think he scored like three or four goals, I think, pre-season, and then kind of went out of favour and things. But they're just playing bit part games then. There's a comment in the chat, but of Reese. I can read it out. Obviously, I can't pop it up, I don't think. But the comment is, I suppose, by bringing on the kids for 20 minutes. Can you see that one?
There you go. I got you. Yes.
Rather than a championship-ready player, it does signal acceptance of defeat rather than throwing everything at it for the draw. So going back to the comment I made earlier then, when we was 2-1 down, and perhaps if we had brought on like a Kean Ashford or a Joel Colwell, do you think, Reece, that could have potentially not kind of, with accepting the defeat, but that could have galvanized the crowd, got the crowd behind the players a bit more, and perhaps gone the other way rather than what you're saying there, signaling defeat by chucking the kids on?
That's a very good point, mate. Very, very good point. That's it. It's one of those ones that, Jesus, it is actually hammering down. It's one of those ones, mate, that I personally would see it as, okay, let's have a go. Let's get the crowd back on side. Let's get them up for it. Let's, galvanize, as you said. Let's galvanize the fans together to go for it. To be devil's advocate, you could see it though as that there is a case of, all right, okay, let's give minutes to the boys and let's see what happens. And
but I think the fans would have been more understanding at 2-1. Granted, if it had been once they'd scored the third one and then put them on, it's different. But at 2-1, I think it was crying out for a Joel Colwell to come on or Kean Ashford to come on. I was speaking to a chap walking through a car park after the game, and he's saying, why are they? Is it another publicity stunt that he's just putting them on the bench for the sake of it?
Yeah.
What's the point in having them there if we're not going to use them? Type of thing. So, there's other fans in and around the ground probably thinking it, as are probably people in the chat now. Which kind of leads me on to another question I wanted to ask, obviously yourself and people in the chat, because, like you said, we're having plenty of interaction tonight, so it's all good.
Before you do that, sorry to jump on, but before we step away from Tanner, I just want to talk. That's a great comment from Paul, by the way. Welcome, mate. Agree with a comment about Ollie Tanner. I agree. He's been dining out on scoring against the Jacks. We need more from him.
But I don't think that's his fault, because he haven't had the games, have he?
No, I absolutely agree with that. But I think how much of an impact, I swear we've talked about it before, maybe on here. I feel like we have. How much of an impact you think that goal actually had, and whether, dare I say it could almost potentially be like a bit of a curse for him, in that we were all like, here we go, this is the guy now who's going to take us forward. This is the guy who's going to, this is what I thought personally, maybe I'm over exaggerating, but I thought after what he did against Swansea, I thought that lad, he's going to be that right winger now. He's going to do this and that. Where in reality, I potentially put him on this pedestal, which I would be surprised if many other fans have done the same thing, where we put him on this high-end pedestal, which, again, like you say, it's no fault of Tanner's whatsoever, by any stretch of imagination. And it was a moment of brilliance more than a moment of breaking onto the scene and I'm here, this is me now, sort of thing,
It's going back to that word consistency as well, isn't it? Because, even when he started games at times this year, he looks a completely different player when he starts a game than what he does coming off the bench, I've thought a number of times. But then again, like I said, he hasn't had that consistent run of, 4 or 5 games. To show us what you've got, really. But and again, I thought very similar. But then I have thought, there's games he's started games, and he looks out of his depth type of thing. So it's a difficult one. But you hit the nail on the head earlier when you mentioned that he needs a season away, perhaps 6 months to a year away on loan, just so he's playing our regular football. He's having the knocks, the bumps, and he's beating players or whatever, just to improve his confidence more than anything as well, I think. But like you said, just to get minutes in his legs, really, playing football.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not like he's properly come through. Forgive me if I'm wrong, from his academy days. I'm not sure if what academy set that he come through, etc. All I pretty much know is he come through non-league. So he should be used to the physical battle coming from non-league, getting battered by, guys, 15, 20-stone guys in their mid-30s and things like that. It's the minutes.
Nothing wrong with that, Bat. There's nothing wrong with a 15, 20-stone guy, Bat.
But do you know what I mean? Like that physical stuff, he is probably used to. It's just the minutes and consistency. And I sincerely hope, we're sat here, if we're not cancelled by then, this time next year, talking about, him being one of our better players of the, or whatever, or how good a job he's doing on loan at somewhere else. But yeah, as you were saying, Ames, before I rudely cut you up, what was you going to say then? Sorry, mate. You had a question for us?
Obviously, I can't remember what we were talking about, but it was leading on to I was going to mention about this. Obviously, the season tickets for next year have come out now, and just wondered what the thoughts of the people in the chat were, because we was having quite a lot of comments. People would, I'm not sure how many season ticket holders are in the chat, but what are people's thoughts on renewing season tickets before obviously anybody knows what's going to happen with the manager? Is he going to be here? Is he not? Is that going to kind of hold anybody back? At the moment, I haven't renewed mine yet. I'm not sure. There's more to do with my boy and the issues we got going on behind closed doors with that. But yeah, just wondered what people's thoughts were, really. Was here a comment from the Whisper there then? Cheers, Lou, for the comment. So need to reassess the prices. So do you think they're too steep, mate? Is that what I'm guessing? That's what you mean by the comment there. Obviously, I sit in the family stand. My boy's only 8. So obviously the season tickets for them, I think I want to say they've gone up to like £59. So when I look at that, I think 23 games for 59 quid or whatever is a bargain, isn't it?
It's very reasonable for a little one, isn't it?
Yeah. And I can't remember how much mine was last year, if it was 249 or 259, but I'm sure it's gone up 10 or 20 quid if I renew it within the early bird window type of thing. So, for argument's sake, it's £320 for the 23 games. It's not a bad return really for your money. I don't think. You're looking at clubs. I think the away ticket at Coventry on Monday, that was 30 quid. I think it might have even been more. I think I worked it out. It was 54 quid for me and Josh to have had tickets for Monday, which is obviously quite steep, really. I don't know how much we charge away fans for tickets, but
you're looking at an average, mate. It's costing ticket-wise, it works about £14 a game.
30 quid for Reese to go to Brum away on Wednesday.
Louise says, I'm going to renew mine. She's in the Canton. Go into the Canton. Where you are, if I can speak, get my teeth back in, Rob. Are you at the Canton at the moment then, Lou, or are you sitting somewhere else at the minute?
I'm sure she's sat in the house now, but the stadium's shut now.
You're such a what an absolute sausage you are.
Well, you set yourself up, and I just fired the gun.
But shut your face. Yes, recently there was cost me £30 Brum away now Wednesday. We'll talk briefly about Brum game, if you don't mind, coming up on Wednesday before we finish up. She also says away travel quite expensive. You can go Spain and watch it for the price for that.
So Louise, obviously I know there's a bit of a window for the season ticket. So you're holding off renewing yours until you find out a little bit more potentially what could be happening. Or
the Vikings are going to be there first. That's for sure.
Yeah, she's going to be hardcore, and she's already on the case and getting ready for Monday. But it'd be interesting to see. what people think. So if you're catching up on this, guys, put a comment after the video things, and we can always have a little look back on it, and be interesting to see it, because that was what my thoughts were. Was perhaps all, you never know though. At the end of the day, we could lose the last 5 games now, and they might give him the boot anyway. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. Just wondered what other people thought as well.
Louise says, I'm at the other one next to it, next to the Canton at the moment. Lewis says, after today's performance, I meant they need to assess is a great value for money. Yeah, I guess that we were saying in, lad. I do agree that. I do agree there. I'll always renew because never want to see the club down. Support them always.
Great comment as well.
Top man, Lou. Where do you know Lewis, Matt?
No, I don't think I do.
Whereabouts do you season ticket holder, Lewis, mate? If you don't mind me asking, if you let us know, man. Just so we can see where you're at. We're a bit nosy like that. He says, I'm getting ready for Ernie's. Might go to the Canton. Oh, she's going on one. He is. He's a Canton boy as well, mate.
Happy days.
Happy days, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Canton reunion here, this is.
What's that?
It's like a Canton reunion here.
Yeah. But yeah, I was thinking perhaps about moving our seats if he does want to renew, going elsewhere. But yeah, I don't know. See what happens. What did the family end look like today, Lou, from your perspective in the Canton then, mate? We've had some feedback previously that the family end normally looks quite empty, but obviously with a kid for a quid day today, did it look a lot fuller from your end? Be interesting to see what Lewis has to say.
Yeah, that's a good question. Off topic slightly, while waiting for Lewis to come back if you can. You remember last time we were talking about the importance of the captain's armband? So I messaged, because as I do, I messaged Andy Campbell earlier on today, and out of interest said, would you take what would be most important to you? Maybe he's the wrong person to ask because we know how loyal he is, in fairness. What would be more important to you, 30 grand a week and captain's armband, or 40 grand a week and be a regular starter? And he said he'd take the 30 grand and the captaincy every single day of the week. He loves the idea of being a captain and shows that he's a leader of a club by having a captain's armband. So, in fairness, I kind of expect that response from Andy Campbell because, he is Andy Campbell. In fairness, he's as loyal
friends, football friends.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean,
I messaged Andy Campbell today.
Just networking, bro, isn't it? No,
yeah,
but
Lewis have just come back with that comment as well.
Was he too?
On the thing, but and read that out.
Yes. My dad said, "Look full. I think these offers are great, and the youngsters want to go again." That's what it is like. That.
I just think they should do it every. I say every game, but then fans will get used to that. Then when they won't bother getting season tickets, they'll just get an adult ticket and a kid for a quid. But I think we've said it numerous times before, whereby there's so many empty seats at games. At the middle of the week, if there's going to be 8,000 empty seats, send an email out to all local grassroots clubs in within a 20-mile radius, for example, and let them all come. Do you know what I mean? Because no doubt, there was kids there today. They would have wanted to have gone in the shop. They would have wanted to buy a program. They would have wanted food, drink, no doubt. So, you're always going to get money from him. Do you know what I mean? And his bums on seats as well, and his noise. More of a coup to use the toilet and at half time and stuff. But...
Stick to the sink then instead, is it? Let's have a look.
Quite quiet the ground was today, though, Lou. I don't know what you thought. And
what was the attendance today, mate?
I'm not quite sure. Rhys David Evans will tell us, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's gone quiet for a while. Has he gone?
I didn't see it flash up on the screens, if I'm honest. Simon's in the chat there. Ace Podcast Nation.
Don't. It's not highlighting. Don't worry about it.
Supposed to be spending quality family time, Simon.
I know. Just probably
we are his family now, aren't we? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know. In fairness,
we're like his second sons now.
The ones he never wanted, like.
Yeah, the adopted pair.
Yeah. So Lewis says, games annoy me. Turn up when we can and go get down there and fill the stadium. The 12th man actually works well. I'm 100%, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've seen it time and time again. Leo, I'm not sure if you're an international football fan as well, but how many times over the years of late have we seen it with Wales games, where the cliche of the 12th man has got Wales over the line, like for things like and done wonders and got us there to various tournaments and lifted them. We've seen like what an atmosphere the Cardiff City Stadium can have from the Welsh games. I'm maybe a bit of a wrong person to talk about it because, like I said, unfortunately, I haven't been down for a little while, and I watch most of my games on Cardiff City World. Not Cardiff City World on. You know what I'm on about. So maybe I'm the wrong person to talk about this, but like the stadium has shown from Welsh international games what damage it can do to the away fans, away teams with the atmosphere, the noise that comes from it. And it's a shame. It is a shame because, like, it can be such a game changer, can't it? When the atmosphere is high and the crowd, you've got a full capacity crowd there. It says as well, actually was definitely flatmate there. Was no singing like the usual. When we turned out, we proper turned out in atmosphere wise.
And the next comment from Lewis N is a good one, and it's something that always it gets to me. And as a Cardiff fan and obviously a Welsh fan, when you see the ground as full as it is on international, do you think it'd be great if we could have this at Cardiff games? And again, it's something we've talked about in previous, and I don't think we'll ever get close to full capacity until we get back to that promised land, as I've said previously. But yeah, I just love to see it bouncing and rocking like it is with the Red Wall faithful there. But yeah.
This is an England rugby top in the Camden today. Was it just a random top or somebody in the top, in fairness?
Well, in fairness, I'd have put him in a Swansea top, to be fair, rather than an England top. It would have been a bit more fun, wouldn't it?
Absolutely criminal. So before we finish, I'm not too sure when we're back on, so I'll probably tell us if he's
tomorrow. But we were doing the live with Reece, weren't we? But that's on his podcast nation.
No, it's Monday. Monday.
Oh, I'm wishing my life away. Yeah.
Calm your knickers, Bat. Calm your knickers.
Again, excited.
No, yes, we are back on the. Is it Patreon? We're on Monday.
Patreon on Monday.
We're big time now.
So yeah, we're hitting the big time now. Giving the viewers what they want, Robert.
We've gone too big for Flower Hour now. We've gone.
And just on that, guys, as you can see going across the bottom of your channel, if you want to join the Ace Nation Army, the link is there. Join Patreon for the price of a pint of piss water that Rob drinks. You can, support the channel, support all the work Simon does behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Poor bugger don't stop. So it's nice to be able to help out and get involved and yeah.
And on that note, mate, don't disregard Carlin because I'm holding out to get a sponsor for us for it. So if I'm not too sure, you do it on YouTube. If you can, if anyone knows, can you @ Carlin on the YouTube, please, so they can see.
But there are other lager.
Other beverages are available. I wouldn't be upset if you @ like a Madri or something like that as well. That's no problem. Or I am quite partial to a Sammy Girl as well, but it's too expensive.
So apparently, Monday member show, Wednesday on Cardiff City World. We are. What about? I don't know how you were fixed for Wednesday night, and perhaps this is something we could have a chat with Simon about. is perhaps doing a watch along on Wednesday night. I don't know how that's going to work with the kids, but that's perhaps something we can have a chat with behind closed doors.
Yes,
and maybe do a bit of a watch along. So if anybody fancies getting involved with that, perhaps we can have a chat with Si and see if it's something we can try and put together for Wednesday. Logistically, it might take a bit of working out for me to make sure I got the correct fire stick upstairs and stuff. It's a legal one, mind. I pay for it. But I think that might be a good shout on Wednesday if we can try and get enough people together. If they fancy thing, Reece can join us then halfway through at half time and give us his verdict.
Vikings forever. Yes.
Send him the link.
Oh, so good to see you back. I must admit, Louise, sorry to jump away. I got quite concerned, Lev. So I'm glad you're doing all right, Lev.
Yeah, we did send out the Viking
for the Viking signal.
We thought you got kidnapped by pirates, Louise.
So we'll be talking football on Monday. So quick prediction for Birmingham.
3-0.
Goal scorers.
Carlin Grant's going to score 2 because he's former West Brom. Well, he is a West Brom player, so they're going to hate him up there. So 2 for Carlin Grant, and I'm going to go for a scruffy scuff shot by Matey in off the post. You're here first.
I'm going to go my favourite scoreline, 2-1 Cardiff. I'm going to go CO. It will come eventually. I'm going to go CO and...
I wouldn't be surprised if he's not fit for Wednesday, but...
Okay, I'll drop him.
He was blown out of his arse coming off there. He had a couple of bumps as well after like the 80th minute, didn't he?
Right, okay. I've changed. Right, so I'm going to go...
Now your first word's golden, but...
No, I'm going to change my mind. If CO's not playing, a 2-1 still, Shitshu and Bulut score.
Louise is on the whiskey again, I think.
She's on the Viking blood. 6-2 Cardiff. Benji with goal.
Stay off that Viking juice, Louise.
2-0, Rambo starts. Love that. Great prediction.
I think that's a big possibility Wednesday night. I think he probably will start, if I'm honest. It was good to see him half time today. Obviously, his boy was playing I'm sure it was his boy's age group were playing on the pitch at half time. So obviously he was out watching and should have been doing his warm up, I suppose, half time. But I suppose he gets a bit of VIP treatment, doesn't he? But I bet that was nice for him today.
That's nice. Can't beat that stuff like that. It's nice.
Some good players, but this, like obviously we're involved with under nines, Flower under nines up the Flower. But you see some of the players out there, but then you just think, bloody hell, fair play to them. Like some of the skills on show. If I'm honest, I enjoyed the football half time more than I did the main game.
I was going to say, you should have spoken to him, see if you could sign him, but maybe a bit creepy in fairness. Yeah. Do you reckon play for my Flower?
Yeah.
All right. On that note, on a creepy end.
So finishing earlier, we got to go and clean more dog shit up of it.
It's still fucking lingering, man.
Brilliant. 53 minutes and something, but great engagement from you guys. Lewis Haggerty lives in Flower, so we probably crossed paths before. Lou, have we got any kids, but do they want to play football? Are they any good? Come and join Flower in the Lanes.
Preferably if they're a goalkeeper as well. Preferably if they're a keeper. I prefer that. We could do have an extra goalkeeper in fairness.
Good goalkeeper coach coming on board next year, apparently.
I don't know who that is.
No.
He says, perfect episode, gents. Love these. Keep me updated about Wednesday. I'll try and jump on live at halftime with you lads.
We'll keep you posted. Keep an eye out on the Cardiff City World socials, East Podcast Nation socials. We'll have a quick chat with Si now. I know he's got some family commitments over the weekend now, so leave it with us. We'll have a chat with Simon and see if we can get perhaps a watch along on Wednesday. The just to remind you, the member show on the Patreon channel on Monday. So if you're not a member and you want to see mine and Rob's ugly mug along with the legend that is Reese on Monday, click the link, join their Patreon, and you can see us again on Monday.
On that note, you know, I much prefer when you do these things because I always get carried away and I forget it. So thank you, mate. I do appreciate it.
I'm just a bit more articulate than you are, Rob, in fairness, and so it just comes out of my mouth a little bit better than it comes out of yours. So
it comes out of mine like freaking slop. It does. Like,
just make sure it stops raining out there now tonight, so the boys can play football in the morning. Have we any news on that?
Yeah, I've got a message already. I'll let you know, but I'll talk about it later.
It's not good news then, is it?
It's not off yet. It's good as, unfortunately. But I'll speak to you about that later, mate. Right. But muchos gracias, seniors and senoritas. Appreciate you all as always. Love you see the new comments, guys, in the chat. It's been lush, lovely interaction today, guys. So thank you so much. As Ian said, back on Monday for the Patreon show. If you're not one yet, become one. It's fun. It's a cool place to be. And if that's not for you, that's cool. We're back anyway on Wednesday. We'll let you know, as Ian said as well, if we do a watch along. If not a watch along, we'll definitely do something else afterwards anyway. So, but lush, thank you as always, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure and delight. Obviously, just one thing left to say.
Up a flower.
Up the flower. Oh, shit, where's it gone?
You can't.
The day I die.